One of my favorite times of the year is the Masters because it comes right after March Madness, and I always love hearing you talk about your days at Houston with Freddie Couples. Some of those stories are just absolutely incredible.
Well, it's amazing, that here you are in college, and you look what you're doing at your age. It's pretty phenomenal. I mean, I started working for my campus radio station my sophomore year, but I didn't have the form that you do now. But I was on the golf team in Houston, masquerading as a golfer is how I like to say it, because I really didn't contribute to the starting five. I was definitely deep down on the bench, but I roomed with a couple of future tour players in Blaine McAllister, who won 5 tour events, and Fred Couples, and we all had big dreams. We knew what we wanted to do. They wanted to play pro golf specifically. Fred wanted to win the green jacket, and I knew I wanted to work for CBS, and I wanted to be there to broadcast the Masters tournament. So, just kids sitting around a dorm room talking about big, large, crazy dreams, and fortunately for us, they all came true. And I go to Augusta. It stirs a lot of great memories. Nothing better than 1992 when Fred won that green jacket, and I was there to present it to him in Butler Cabin. We used to rehearse that scene in our dorm room in Tobb Hall on the Houston campus. We used to practice and play act like we were older. We would rehearse the scene, just a couple of kids with big dreams, and then April the 12th, 1992, it played out, and the whole world was watching.
Well, Jim, thanks so much for joining us today. I really appreciate the time. Enjoy March Madness in L.A., watching LaSalle, and best of luck coming up to the Masters.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Zach. Are
Yes.
you guys pulling for LaSalle? Can you keep it inside the city? Or what's the temperature on this?
Well, we had a little bit of an argument with LaSalle when they came into the Liacouras Center and their fans were booing during the national anthem. But me personally, I'm pulling for LaSalle. It's an incredible story. We would love to see them advance to the Elite Eight, and you always have to support those Philly teams. I never thought I'd be saying that, though, Jim, growing up in New York all those years, that I would be supporting a Philadelphia team.
Well, it changes, doesn't it? You see, that's good. You're getting wide experiences of what it's like in all different parts of the country. And good for you for your great radio show. I'm really proud of you, Zach. Keep up the wonderful work, okay? And you handle this as well as anybody that I talk to, and I'm on radio shows quite often. And you're doing a great job.
It means a lot, Jim. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Zach. All the best.
Sam Bradford, should the Eagles bring him back?
Yeah, I think they should. Where are you going to get a quarterback?
That's a problem. Not this draft. I don't think so.
There's no
I don't like
quarterbacks.
Paxton Lynch. I've seen him play too many times, so I haven't been impressed.
Where you getting a QB? The idea that you get 9 million quarterbacks is absurd. Where are you going to go get a quarterback? Bradford, is he great? No, but I think he should return. I really do.
Do you have a problem, though, the way Lurie has handled this whole thing, just with so much blind loyalty to Howie Roseman?
I haven't thought about it that much, to be honest with you. I know he had loyalty to Reed. He had loyalty to Kelly. He brings Peterson in. Peterson's offensive play calling was not stupendous for the Chiefs. I have not thought about the loyalty aspect for Lurie, as I would say for another owner. I was surprised he fired Chip. That surprised everybody. But I haven't thought about Roseman's thing back as the executive. I haven't thought about that for a long time. I haven't really given that much thought, to be honest with you.
A lot of people have been complaining on our show, and I'm one of them. I don't like the way they went about the coaching search. They didn't even interview a defensive-minded coach. They should have went after Sean McDermott, at least give him an interview.
Could have done that.
And that didn't happen. So with Peterson, how can people get excited about Doug Peterson? Because right now in Philadelphia, a lot of people aren't.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, I can understand that. He doesn't, because you're bringing an Andy Reid guy in, and I just lost Andy, and didn't like Andy Reid after 13 years.
And it's not really more that people hate Doug Peterson. It's really just the way they went about the search that they don't like.
Really? The fact that they didn't bring in a defensive
agitates a lot of people.
Interesting.
And now we're going to be joined by the head man of your Temple Football Owls, and that is the head football coach in Matt Rule. Coach, thanks for a few minutes. How are you?
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on.
Well, if you see right here, I'm wearing my New York Rangers Matt Zuccarello shirt, and I'm very annoyed at you, Coach, because this is why. I get a text from John DiCarlo of Owl Scoop, and he said, Coach Rule was talking about you before the press conference. And I'm sitting there and saying, what in the world? He has a football team to worry about. Why is he talking about me? So I hear the audio, Coach, and you were saying I tweet too much about the Rangers, and you were going to mute me. Coach, I love you. Why would you mute me on Twitter?
Sometimes things are said after practice that people don't mean, and I'm a lifelong Rangers fan. I want to make sure you know that.
There we go.
But
now, do you still root for the Rangers? Because last time you were on the show, you said you were at the '86 Mets win, but now you're a Phillies fan.
Yeah,
Are you still a Rangers fan?
My son's a Mets fan. You
Good
know
parenting
what?
right
You
there.
know what? If I could ever go back and go to the Garden and sit in the blue seats up top, I would probably root for the Rangers. I just find myself too busy to watch much, but deep down inside, those were some of my best memories growing up. And so I appreciate the tweets. Don't take it the wrong way. But, they just they come in volume on days of the game.
That's right, especially when I'm at Madison Square Garden covering the game, and that's why I bought the Zuccarello shirt just for you today. And then also another thing that you said, and we were trying to get this audio, but we couldn't get it together today, was that behind-the-scenes work. Zach doesn't do a lot of behind-the-scenes work. What's up with that? That's what I was told.
That's not what was said.
What is up with
It's
that?
amazing.
I am always here. I'm engineering. I'm producing things. I'm setting up this broadcast today. Moshe would tell you. And what the heck's up with that? I don't do behind-the-scenes work.
That's amazing what's happened in the media today, that the things just, go second and third hand. All I said was, I saw Chase, and I said, look at you behind the camera. I said, when am I going to see Zach doing some behind-the-scenes work? That's all. Not that you don't do it. I just look forward to sitting you there, and you could be the guy that comes out and sets everything up, gives me a cup of coffee before we get going, Well,
we did that last time, and Richburg never reimbursed me for your cup of coffee.
I can understand that, too.
He goes, oh, yeah, just get Coach a cup of coffee. We'll pay you back the $3. He left me hanging.
Well, I'll take care of that, too.
I'm just kidding. Matt Rule joins us at Edberg Olson Hall. Cherry and White games coming up on Saturday at 1 p.m. So the big question with your football team is, what is this offense going to look like? And you made some moves in the offseason from a coaching standpoint. How did those coaching moves of bringing in Glenn and Frisman help this team out?
And I know to keep your energy up, you like to eat a lot of peanut butter sandwiches in the broadcast. How many peanut butter sandwiches do you have tonight?
I'm off bread for Lent. However, they put the peanut butter in celery, no raisins. I guess that's called ants on a log. I don't care for raisins that much, but they do the peanut butter inside the celery. So I love peanut butter because it tastes good and it's quick energy. So that's the reason for that.
Well, Doc, we appreciate a few minutes today. Have a great call and say hello to Edzo for me. Thanks so much.
Okay. Have a good day, guys. Your team's exciting. This will be fun.
No doubt about it. There is the great Mike Doc Emmerich joining us on the hotline right there. WHIP Radio in Philadelphia.
Ricky, before we let you run, this city is disappointed with the Eagles. They're at a 1-3 start. You know that this city lives and dies off the success of the Philadelphia Eagles. People need to be cheered up today, and I love the Spanish broadcast work that you do. And I still remember when I interned for Angelo Cataldi, one of the funniest on-air moments was when you were doing a news report. I think it was for KYW, and you were doing the report in English, and then you went to a cut of a baseball player talking in Spanish, and Angelo absolutely loved that. And my history of Spanish, I'm not proficient in the language, but I did take it in middle school and high school, was basically saying, yo necesito el coche por 5 personas when I was on a family vacation. Can you just quickly give us a Spanish radio call of an Eagles touchdown? Because people just need a good laugh today.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll take you back to, I wish I had the call. I would have sent it to you so you could have played it. But the Darren Sproles punt return against the Jets, where it was, 30, 40, 50, 40, 25, 25, 10, touchdown Eagles!
Brown, it's like, get over it, man. You're a millionaire. You're married to a model wife.
But that's not his mentality. You know
That's
that.
not his mentality.
It's always the next one with him.
It is.
I can't wait till he retires, which it's going to be a sad day. But I just want to ask him the one question. Tom, you can't next one me anymore because you're retired. Which Super Bowl was your favorite?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question.
Has to be the first one.
I would love to know what he answered to that.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. I think it's the fourth one. I really do. Because the fourth one puts him in an elite category, and also all the crap he had to deal with Deflategate leading up to that game.
Which is a good point, man.
It's either 1 or 4.
It's either 1 or 4. My favorite is my first one. It's usually, I think, what most people say. But I'd be curious to hear his answer. But it's a great point you make, considering all the who thought that he could get to where he was? I mean, with all that Deflategate stuff, and nobody handles drama better than the Patriots, do they? I mean, nobody handles distractions better than the Patriots. Think about the Aaron Hernandez thing. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
So there's always drama with that team, and they always find a way to overcome.
And I don't want to hear any more from Aaron Hernandez in prison writing letters. It's enough with him.
Enough already. But it gives you an insight into the psyche of that guy. He's psychotic. I mean, psychotic. It's such a disconnect from reality, man. It's unbelievable. It's sad. It's tragic.
You have to make me one promise. Me and you have to go up to Foxborough next year, and we have to go to a game together.
Okay,
We have
let's
to
go.
watch some Patriot game.
Dude.
Tell me when you're free, and I'll be there.
You would want to chop it. Because you'd want to know the schematics. You want to know
Sure.
the inside.
I also want to meet Tom Brady. I'll be
And
honest
Tom,
with you.
and then you can do that too. But I appreciate people who have a curiosity of the game like that. So I would, if I can make that happen, I'll do it.
Sure.
I'll take my son Charlie with us, and
Awesome.
he'd enjoy it.
Be a nice little experience right there.
All
All
right,
right,
Zach.
tell us what you're here with today and what you're promoting and everything.
Yeah, I'm here for.
I've been at those 5 a.m. practices in December, and the players, you could tell when it's a mat day. They don't like the mat drill whatsoever. Don't even ask him about it in your pregame prep. But Matt develops players, and he gets the best. The guys that are 2-star recruits, 3-star recruits, maybe even a star, guys that aren't really nationally recruited and people look at, he gets the best out of them, and it just shows proof by the guys that are in the NFL right now. And one of those guys that he developed was Tyler Medikevich, who to me is the best kept secret in college football, has over 400 tackles in his career, and he's on pace to be 1 out of 7 players in the history of college football to get over 100 tackles freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. He's going to be an NFL player, in my opinion, and you cover a lot of national guys. He's got to be one of the best kept secrets.
Yeah, I don't know about NFL potential. I think there's potential he can move back inside as a linebacker in the NFL. That's not really not my department, but as a college linebacker, he's exactly what you want. In Phil Snow's defense, that guy at that position, the weak side linebacker, has to be the best player in the defense, and he is. And I think that the knack for the ball, the tough tackling. He's a personable guy. I got to talk to him, and obviously a guy that's been a student of the game and been hungry to improve his own game and be a leader. And the production speaks for itself. I mean, you're exactly right. I think he might be the only guy in FBS this year to lead his team in tackles every single game, which is impressive. The 4 picks, the sacks. He's around the ball, creates fumbles, recovers them, bats down passes. I think there's a great chance that if Temple continues on this path, and he does, that all that recognition will come at the end of the year. That the awards, the trophies, whether or not he wins them, he'll certainly be in consideration for all that stuff, and that would be terrific if he could, have all his hard work pay off, but also go there and represent Temple and be symbolic of the group effort on defense because they deserve it and he deserves it.
Last one with Chris Fowler, who joins us right now. He'll do the game with Kirk Herbstreit, 8 p.m. on ABC Saturday night. So the turnover battle is big in this one, and we talked about Temple getting off to a quick start. If the Owls want to give their fans the best Halloween present ever, what else do they have to do to take down Notre Dame? I know it's a tough task. And when you went into half, Villanova fans felt the momentum shifting, and they felt, all right, we're going to have a ball game. And that first half was just punch for punch, and then it gets into the second half. Nova goes on that powerful 19-7 run, and then UNC... And this has been a tournament of seniors, remember, as this has been a tournament of veteran guys. And then all of a sudden, you have a situation where UNC then goes on their 7-0 run. UNC fought back in that game. They were resilient. They had the heart of the champion. And when Page hits that shot, everyone's thinking, if this game goes to overtime, you would think UNC would win the game. And Roy Williams and Marcus Page, I heard them say it after the game. Page said it. All we had to do was play defense for 4.7 seconds, and we're going to be national champions, because they believed, and so did I, if that game went to overtime, that UNC would have won. But the rest is history. Oshefu, the mop man. That is going to be a clip that you're going to see for years to come. They mentioned that 85 team. They talk about the pasta speech back when Villanova played UNC in that Elite Eight game when Rolly Massimino went into the half and said, I just want a big bowl of pasta with white clam sauce. Now when people look back at this championship, they're going to show Oshefu mopping the floor, then Archie Diacono driving, the pass to Jenkins, boom, onions, Villanova's a champion. Pre-game report time, Zach Gelb for Owl Sports Update alongside former Villanova Wildcats head coach and current CBS color commentator, and that, of course, is Steve Lappas. Coach Lappas, tonight we're celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Big Five. You know this rivalry very well, and it will tip off between Temple and LaSalle. When I say Big Five basketball, what memories come to mind?
Well, I remember the first time I came into this building. First of all, I grew up in New York City, so I didn't realize what the Big Five really was. I'd heard of it, didn't realize what it was. And I remember Coach Massimino telling me we were going to play Temple here. And he said, boy, wait till you see this place. I'm like, all right, I grew up in New York City. We had great basketball. What big deal? When I walked in here and saw what it was and how loud this place was, I knew it was something special. So I'll never forget that. Terrence Stansberry was playing for Temple. Really good team. We had a great game.
And how close is the relationship between the coaches in the Big Five?
Very close. I mean, even to this day, I'm so close with all these coaches in the Big Five.
But at least for today, there is other news.
Yes, Tommy, I did have this story this morning. The highest ranked recruit in program history, TJ Simmons, is no longer with the team. Last night I checked the roster. His name was on there, but this morning when I woke up, his name was no longer on the roster. A source did tell me that he's no longer on the team, so that is the latest that we have. He was going to be redshirted this year. The Owls do have some depth behind him for the future with guys like Jagger Gardner, David Cood, and Rockwell Armstead, and of course you still have Jahad Thomas for another year. But the big news today is TJ Simmons, who was a four-star recruit, the highest ranked recruit in program history, is no longer on the Temple football team. We'll make sure to hear Matt Rule in a matter of moments about that. But first, Temple did have a game this past weekend on Saturday night in Tampa, Florida against USF.
It's been absolutely unbelievable, and who would have thought College Game Day would ever be coming for a Temple University football game? And I was going down campus this morning bright and early, and there was a line of 40 buses on North Broad Street. Lee Corso, who's one of the anchors on this show for College Game Day, said in his 300 remote broadcast shows, this is the most special atmosphere, obviously with the history of Independence Hall. So Temple's hit a big home run, and it's all because of the vision Matt Rule had for this football program. Pat Kraft has to be happy. Heck, the entire university is happy, as it's a beautiful day for the Cherry and White faithful.
Turnovers are just the demise of the Owls throughout this game. Can you talk a bit about that and the impact that had?
If you want to win a championship, and this is something the program always talks about, is winning the American Athletic Conference championship, you can't start out the game with 2 turnovers. PJ had the pick. It's a ball he should have never thrown. His offensive line did not help him out earlier in this game. And then Robbie Anderson, when they were driving the ball finally into Houston territory, he just coughed it up. And Robbie had a really good game today, but the turnovers absolutely killed, and it came because of poor offensive line play and then rush decisions, something a quarterback like PJ Walker in his junior year should not be doing. He should have thrown it away. It means that they're going on to the American Athletic Conference Championship game, and they're Eastern Division champions. But it goes more than that, because this was a coach in Matt Rule that talked about this for a very long time. When he got introduced as head coach at Temple University, he was at a basketball game at the Liacouras Center. He said he was going to bring a championship to this university, and everyone looked around and said, a championship for Temple football? Well, now that dream has a chance to come to fruition this upcoming Saturday up against Houston. And PJ Walker, the quarterback, echoed those sentiments when he was introduced as the quarterback when he signed with this university on National Signing Day. He was on our radio show, and he said that he wants to be the first quarterback to bring a championship to Temple. Now they have a chance to play for that this upcoming Saturday versus Houston.
He's my big brother. I'll do anything for him. He has a lot of confidence in me. He instilled the confidence in me here at Temple to become the person who I am today and eventually become the coach of the Jets.
And I know that you were very proud of this Temple football team this year. You always joked at your press conferences that you'd be wearing your Temple shirt and telling everyone when they beat Penn State how proud you were. This year, first time they beat Penn State in 74 years, they get College Game Day. Just what was it like to watch Temple football this year?
I think it was outstanding. I think Coach Rule's done a heck of a job.
And Temple didn't just, this is our intern at WIHIP Radio with Temple, Zach Gelb. Remember Zach Gelb?
He's a terrific kid.
He's a terrific kid. Listen to how excited he is at the very end of that game.
The game is over! 74! No more! For the first time in 74 years, the Temple Owls have defeated the Nittany Lions of Penn State. Today, all the Temple alumni and the current Temple players and all the Temple fans can say, we are Temple, and we have beat Penn State.
All right, I don't know. He didn't learn that from me when he was doing his internship.
Great.
I know he didn't learn it from you. Where the hell did he pick that stuff up?
It was awesome.
He was? I know. I'm just
very good.
where did he get that? He didn't get it from
Natural
anybody.
talent.
Fazetta, I know you went to Temple.
Yeah.
Did you teach him that?
No, he's a natural.
He didn't. Rhea, nothing? You came from Temple?
I did
All right.
basketball when I was at Temple.
But here's the thing. Let us head out. This is very early in the morning out on the West Coast. Let's go out to the site of the Super Bowl and our own assistant, Zach Gelb. Hi, Zach.
Angela, how you doing? By the way, I went to an In-N-Out burger last night.
Okay.
There we go.
Slow down and describe the experience.
It was like Chip Kelly. It was a disappointment. It was the most overrated burger I ever had in my life.
Well, you can go back to bed now.
Bye, good night. See you later, Zach.
Zach, you're breaking up. I couldn't hear you. There's no way you said that. Zach, we worked together for a while. I think the world of you, kid. What the hell's wrong with you?
I respect you so much, Angelo. I had a double-double animal style, but it just wasn't that good.